I'm just gonna say this now. When I said that Goblet of Fire was the weakest of the series, it's because I forgot about Half-Blood Prince. I have it now. 'Cause my God, I don't like this movie. It is just so bland, boring. I mean, Half-Blood Prince book didn't have this problem. And I'm scratching my head and just tearing my hair out and trying to figure out why this movie is so, like, meh. Just, ugh. It makes me want to. Well, let's talk about it. Gonna have to review it. The Ginny and Harry romance in the books was something I never really bought into as being real, or I just viewed it as, the author J.K. Rowling, sticking to her original vision. But I was okay with it, mostly, because I like Ginny's character in the books. In the films, though, she doesn't really have a character, and I'm left, like, hating Harry and Ginny get together in the films. In the books, I'm kind of okay with it. It's sort of grown on me, but at the same time, I'm like, I still don't like it, but I've accepted it. In the films, I'm just like, there's about 100 other girls you could be dating, Harry, in that school. Why her? And that doesn't mean I subscribe to the Hermione should have ended up with Harry group, because I don't think she should have in the end of this. I really don't. I support Hermione and Harry ending up together less than I support Ginny and Harry ending up together. We'll just leave it at that. Real quick, the Draco Malfoy stuff. I know there's a lot of people out there that love Draco Malfoy as a character. That's mostly because his actor's the best out of the... Or I guess they're not kids anymore, but even as a kid, he was probably the best actor out of all of them, Tom Felton. But I have to say this. At the end of this movie, when it reveals... Spoilers, by the way. I don't know why you need spoilers by this point. When it's revealed that Draco Malfoy is the one behind all the attempts to kill Dumbledore, and Dumbledore says the line, "Draco, you are not a killer," I so wanted to just cold cock Dumbledore right in the face. Like, seriously? Yes, he is! Ron almost dies as a result of one of Draco's failed plans to kill Dumbledore, and if it wasn't for Harry remembering about the Bazour and sticking it down his throat, Ron would have died. I think it's Katie Bell. Yeah, Katie Bell, meanwhile, just gets this cursed object that if the group hadn't come around and found her just floating in air, and or she hadn't been with her friend, Katie Bell would have died. So the whole Dumbledore, Draco, you are not a killer thing, or murderer, or whatever, it's just like, yes, he is. He's killed almost 2 people right now, and those people survived by pure luck and chance. It kind of makes me angry that Draco doesn't get punished at the end of the films or the books, now that I think about it. Because, I mean, like, he's done actual crimes that he's admitted to doing. As for another issue with this movie is, it's so dark. And I don't mean dark like there's dark moments where it's like, oh my god, I can't believe they went there. it's just dark in general. It's hard to see what's going on most of the time, especially during action sequences, which is something I hate when films do, when they make it so dark during an action scene that you can't actually see what's going on. That just annoys me. Any movie that does that immensely, like, you just lost all interest from me. There's no point to watching this. And it, like, when the burrow gets attacked in the films, and that is a film-only scene, by the way, where the burrow gets attacked. That doesn't happen in the books, because the burrow is constantly being visited by Order of the Phoenix member, and it has a massive ore guard, so Voldemort and his Death Eaters are like, yeah, we're not attacking that. There's a good chance we're going to lose half our men if we try to. Yeah, but during that whole burrow attack sequence, it's just like, I can barely tell who's who. Is that Harry? Is that Bellatrix? What is going on? Oh, and speaking of action sequences, the big action sequence that happens at the end of the books doesn't happen in the films. In fact, when Bellatrix actually shows up, when all the Death Eaters actually show up in the film, I'm like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, that's it? That's all you sent to attack Hogwarts? Keep in mind, none of them, including Voldemort, know that Dumbledore's been poisoned by this point. So, what the hell is wrong with you? You sent that many people to attack the more fortified building in all of magical Britain that has a massive army inside of it that would be willing to fight you? It's so laughable that that's all they send, to the point where are just like, how did the Order of the Phoenix not kill or capture all of them? Yeah, I get it, Snape's a traitor, but, well, supposed traitor, but, Snape shouldn't have made much of a difference during the Battle of Hogwarts in this film, in the Half-Blood Prince film, because it's like, he's outnumbered like 100 to 1. Yeah, most of them were students, but they could have easily have held off all the Death Eaters until the Ministry's orders and the Order of the Phoenix arrived. This movie should have ended with all the Death Eaters that Voldemort sent to Hogwarts being killed or captured, and Voldemort being just like, well, I screwed up. I guess I'm not taking over the Ministry in Hogwarts yet. I think I do have to say, as a positive of this film, is that Lavender Brown is really good. She's perfect. She's the right sort of cringy and romance stuff that it's just like, it's sort of funny and annoying at the same time, and she pulls it off very well. Her actress. Well, I don't know why they switched her from being black to white. No, like, seriously, go back and watch the earlier films and look at the casting list. Lavender Brown is played by a black woman, black girl, but in Half-Blood Prince, when she enters into a romance with Ron, she's white. That's I don't even know what that is. It's certainly not, well, it's racist is what it is. I don't know the whole story. Maybe the actress left early on and they had to swap her out for somebody white. Maybe she refused the payment they were giving her. I don't know. Oh, hey, Hermione actually looks like her book counterpart in this scene. Sort of. Slughorn, I think his actor did well. Really, I can picture him as Slughorn when I'm reading the books. Um, Nymphadora Tonks just doesn't show up in this film, does she? Like, I don't remember a scene that has her in it. Maybe one of the scenes at the Burrow, and I think it's like a blink and you miss. Oh, so the whole ending where Snape reveals that he's the Half-Blood Prince is just like, dude, you haven't. The Half-Blood Prince hasn't been mentioned in like half an hour of film time at least. By that point in time, nobody cares who the Half-Blood Prince is. So, what else? Oh yeah, this is something that's always annoyed me, and it's not just in the films, but it's also in the books, is how nobody takes Harry seriously when he says that Draco Malfoy is a Death Eater. Or at least working for Voldemort. Yeah, sure, Snape's trying to cover for Draco and help him, so of course he's not gonna admit to believing Harry, but what about all the other Order of the Phoenix members that just like brush it off? It's like, oh, that's ridiculous. Even though we learned in the next book and in the next film that Regulus Black joins the Death Eaters, and he's Sirius's younger brother, and he was only 16 when he did it, which is the same age Draco is. So why would? And I think they like discount Draco as one of the reasons they discount him and don't believe Harry is because of his age. But it's like, yeah, but Voldemort's recruited 16-year-olds before. I don't know. It's something that really annoys me, and I'm kind of mad that Harry doesn't call them out on their BS at the ending of the book and the film. Like, oh, he wasn't a Death Eater, was he? Yeah, well, look, imagine that. I was right. Maybe you people should shut the hell up and listen more often. If you had, Dumbledore wouldn't be dead. Hogwarts wouldn't have been invaded. And, oh, yeah, Snape wouldn't have had the opportunity to turn traitor. I don't know. That's something that really bothers me when I read a Half-Blood Prince book and watch the movies. The whole dismissal, like, Draco's not a threat. He's not a Death Eater. His entire family are Voldemort supporters. Oh, okay. I think I've ranted long enough. The main three do an excellent job. They're pretty much got the solid acting skill down. Enough experience. I'm noticing a theme where Hagrid is starting to really become just the joke character. I've noticed it for the past two movies, and it's really disappointing because Hagrid is one of my favorite characters from the books. So I can't really think of anything else. I mean, I could mention the music, but once again, it's perfect. Oh, I will say this though. Whenever the main group of student have to act out their romance and their teenage angst and heartbreak, it's so bad. Lavender Brown is the only one that gets away with it, in my opinion, because she's written to be like that, and her actors can actually make it funny. But other than that, it's just so, I don't know, it makes me feel uncomfortable watching it. Oh, yeah, I can't really think of anything else to cover. I wish Luna was in this more than she was, even though she kind of replaces Nymphadora. She's the Nymphadora replacement, and Neville is the House Elf replacement. No wonder the filmmakers just decided to throw in the last minute confession from Neville that he loves Luna at the end of Deathly Hallows Part 2. Anyways, I'll give this a 5 out of 10. Yeah, it's average. There's stuff to like, but there's just so much holding it back from being anything but average, in my opinion. And I'll say this now. I'm sorry, Goblet of Fire. You're not the worst of the films. Half-Blood Princess. Thanks for watching this when you do. Subscribe if you want, and give yourselves a big thumbs up. Bye!